Hi, this is Sarah, the Stitchin Mommy, and it's Monday, February 7th, 2022, and I'm here with my weekly cross-stitching update. I'm back downstairs, my old location today, and I have lots to share because I had a pretty good stitching week. I'm technically better from COVID as far as, I'm negative now. I still have a little lingering everything, but I do feel better every day, and in the meantime, it was really nice for getting lots of stitching time because I felt well enough to stitch, but trying to stay separate from my family so they wouldn't get it and not overdo it to be too, using up too much energy. So it was great. You'll be able to see lots of stitching today. So let's get going. I have travel stitching first. Not as much travel stitching this week just because I wasn't doing as much traveling. I still took my older son to school, so I did a little bit on my year-end stitches by the Victoria sampler, and I'm working on February right now. Where is it? I'm doing this on 28 count Dove Gray Monaco, mostly 2/2. And here's where this is now. And you might hear Monsters Inc. in the background because my younger kids are in there watching a movie. So, yeah, so I thought I ran out of B5200 or else I would have kept going on the white. But I ran out and I have more now. But I went ahead and did the pink that's in there. There's a heart, a satin stitch heart in between the ice skaters as well as satin stitch hearts in the sky, which is really fun. So I will keep working on that in little bits. I only have like 10-15 minutes at the moment for travel stitching every day, so it doesn't go I don't get very far on this, but hopefully my kids will go back to school soon and then I'll get more time again. But they're close contact quarantine right now. My daughter might have gotten it, but she only had symptoms for like 2 days. Just a raspy throat, so I'm thinking she's probably fine to go back later this week, so that'll be good. Let's see, and I don't think I did any more on my temperature butterflies because I had done some on Monday, and then I decided not to do any on Tuesday when I would normally do temperature Tuesday just because I had recently done some. So yeah, didn't do any more on that one. But I did work on my Wander With Me, my kitty paws one, yesterday and a tiny bit today so that I could finish up the 2 paws that I could do. And this is a companion with the Walk With Me dog paws version. And here's mine, 27 count 1/1 full crosses, Vintage Country Mocha, 27 count Linda. And I got 2 more little paws. I'm rounding the corner and they'll come around this way and there'll be like a ball of yarn under here. So I'll probably get to that, at least start on that next week. Since I had 2 paws to do this week, I didn't have time to do anything extra. But when I only have 1 paw to do, it goes really fast. So I can go ahead and start working on the ball of yarn next time. Mostly blues. There was 1 purple toe on this one and 1 greener toe on that one. So a little bit cooler than some of these ones, but still not too much cold weather. It's very mild, which is nice. It's been good weather. Unfortunately, compared to, I always feel a little bit bad in February when a lot of the rest of the country is dealing with snowstorms and we're not. So hope everybody is doing well with all of that. The people I've heard of talking about it, showing pictures or talking about it on videos, they have snow blowers and the whole deal, and that's crazy because we haven't had snow in 11 years and even that was a dusting that was gone in the same day. So very interesting, very different. I didn't do any more on my bill hill because I filmed on Tuesday last week, but I will hopefully get to this a little bit today. So here's I'll just show my starting point for Hummingbird. a buttons and beads kit. This is for my Mill Hill Monday stitching. So here's where I'm at now. So I think the hummingbird is 100% finished, so now I'll just be filling in background and this flower. There's also some like stamens, I think, coming out with little yellow beads that'll be in here in the background somewhere coming off of this flower. So that'll be fun. So who knows, maybe I'll like finish up this corner and then come over here, and because this is small, I can knock that out, then come over here and tackle that part. We'll see how I feel. But yeah, that's my starting point on that. Hopefully I'll do a couple links of thread on that today. And no more on sampler of stitches than what you have seen, so I guess we can dig into regular stitching now. On Tuesday, I worked on Knitting Woman for my focus piece, because I was really feeling like getting back to that one. So that's this one. This is the one I'm trying to focus on and do a little bit every day, and my goal is at least 50 stitches a day on the days I give it some time, a little bonus time before I work on my main piece. So most of the times I've been working on it gets almost 100 or over 100 sometimes. So I'll have to add it up, but I worked on this 5 days this week. I didn't work on it yesterday because I had a little bit of Garden Prelude that I wanted to finish up before I put it away for the week, so I did that instead. So this got a decent amount of stitches, but a lot of them were like tans and beiges and stuff, so I'm not really sure how much you'll be able to see, but I will show you anyways. I can't remember. Do I show you over here? I think so. Or do I do, yeah, I think this is normal for over here. So, yeah, this is where I'm at. This is 22 count Ada, 2/1 half stitches. And I've been working top to bottom, left to right, picking symbols, and then just finishing up my string. So I did more in, like, I've been picking symbols right here, which is like the tip of the cat's tail. So some of those colors have been in the sleeves and along here in her blouse, various places. So that's where you will see the difference, I think. But yeah, it's coming along. It was really fun to work on these blues, so, but I know you got to fill in the boring bits as well for the whole picture to look good. I'm excited to see the cat actually look like a cat as well soon enough. So I will work on that again probably Wednesday through Sunday for roughly one length of thread. If a symbol is almost out of colors and there's not very many symbols left in that color, I'll usually do 2 or 3 different colors just to get up to at least 50 stitches. But sometimes I'll pick a color that has lots of symbols left and I'll just finish my string, and that usually gets me, you know, between 60 and 120 stitches, depending on the density of the stitches. If they're all close together in one section and I can just do a whole bunch, I get a lot of stitches. But if I'm doing some here and some here and some here and I have to tie off a lot or stretch my thread a lot, then it isn't as efficient and I don't get as many stitches. So that's how that works. So I worked on Garden Prelude for my main piece for 3 days, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and then I did a little bit yesterday as well because I had ran out of a floss and I wasn't feeling up to going to the store to get another one. So I finally got that on Saturday and worked on Sunday to finish the section. So this is Garden Prelude. This is my Whip Go piece for one of my Whip Go pieces for February. So my goal on this was to do 3 days, which I accomplished. So that's good. So that Whip Go goal is finished. And because I wasn't feeling well, I got a lot done. So here is where this is at. I'll do a top and bottom. This is on 32 count Wedgwood Lugana by Color and Cotton, 2/2 for everything. And I finished all the cross stitching in the columns, which is really fun. There's a little bit of back stitching, like right here it'll be connected by a back stitch, but it'll also keep going back stitching down into near the flowers. So I didn't want to get the back stitch thread on my needle, just to do a little bit and then put it away again. So I figured I'll just wait and do the back stitching in the columns until the flower beds are worked on. So I'll just wait on that. So, and then I went back and focused in on her skin, and this lightest color I ran out of, so I had to get more of that in order to finish the skin and then backstitch her skin. So her skin is 100% finished, which is really nice. And I got one more color done in her dress so that I could backstitch the skin, and I worked on her hair and made sure I did the hair down around her back so that I could backstitch that part of the skin. So there's more hair. So next time I work on this, I don't know when, next year, maybe around my birthday, which is when I started it, or around Dawn's birthday, Frosty X Stitch. She was pulling this out as well to work on this week. I'll probably focus in to finish the hair, and it goes out pretty far, and I figured I'd do all the black first because there's big chunks of color of black, and then fill in the highlights in her hair and then the ribbons and all that stuff. So yeah, but that's fun. I felt like I got a good amount of progress on that. Okay, and also on Wednesday, I talked with Desiree, the Addicted Stitcher, and we worked on our piece together. His name is Jesus, which we only work on the day that we're visiting. So we're trying to keep roughly at the same amount of stitches, which is fun. And it's in Pattern Keeper, so we can just use that to count stitches. So this is by Joyful Expressions. You can find it when you sign up for their newsletter. It's a free chart. They also have lots of other nice charts and needle minders and different things. So here's this one. I didn't finish my string because I finished a section and then it was time to go. So I still technically have a little bit of string on my needle, which I usually try to get a whole length of floss done during our visits. This time I started the visit while I was waiting in front of the school for my son. So I actually was working on my travel piece for a few minutes and then work on this. So that makes sense why I didn't get a whole length of thread finished this time. But this is on 28 count Ivory Lugana, 1/1, full crosses with 3 different Victorian Motto sampler shop threads. And I worked on this curly Q of the H. So that's the section that I did this time. And you can see the color a little better there. And then since I'm down here, I can remind you what colors I'm using because I never have these with me. Garden Rose, Blue Sampler, and Golden Sandstone by Victorian Motto. So I was in their Thread of the Month club several years back. Did that for about a year, and then I did Color and Cotton's thread club for a couple years. I'm not currently in a thread club because I felt like I had a lot. And I've been picking them for projects, and I'm not very good at finishing projects. So I still have a lot of thread earmarked in various projects. So then when I go to kit up new things like this Year in Stitches that I've started this year, I realized I don't have a lot of greens because I think a lot of my projects have a green in them. And so I have lots of greens, they're just already being used. And I may not need them all, like the whole skein in that one project, but since the projects are done, I don't know how much I'll need. All that to say, I'm like, should I join another thread club? I don't know. At this point, no, but someday I might go back to either that or I should finish some projects. How about that? Shocker. Oh goodness. I'm hopeless sometimes. Considering I do things like this, where the next thing I worked on was a new start. That was full coverage. Because that's how I roll. So on Friday, the Olympics started, and I'm doing the Naptime Stitchers Stitch the Winter Olympics Challenge. It's on Instagram, And so just use this hashtag. You post your stuff for each prompt. The first 3 prompts, I decided to use a New Start Winter Montage by Pain Free Crafts, artwork by Janet Stever, and something I forgot to mention last time. This design, this artwork, is also charted by Jan Lynn, and those ones are older, and they're kits. So they're smaller, they're a lot more simplified. They use backstitching to get some of the details, but I thought that style, I'll put them here so you can kind of see it side by side. That style might appeal to some of you more than a large full coverage piece with lots of colors and lots of details, which appeals to me, but if that's not the kind of stitching you do, I thought I'd make sure you know there's this other kind available, and I found them on CrossStitchWorld.com, and it looks like they're still available. So that's really fun. I had some people share that with me who actually have finished them as in the Jan Lynn version. So I gotta remember to share those other things. So anyways, the first 3 I did was New Start, something related to winter, since it's the winter montage, I figured that worked, and then something with the Olympic colors from the Olympic rings, one of which is green. So I decided to work on green stitches on Sunday. So this is where I got to with my New Start. This is 28 count even weave by Artiste, the Hobby Lobby brand by Zweigart, and I love it. It's just white. I was waiting for some 28 count mushroom Lugana, and it didn't come in time. It's hopefully going to come sometime this week, but that was too late, and I didn't want to push this start off. So I went ahead and started on this white that I had in my stash. And then Colette, the highway stitcher, who was also starting this with me, started hers on mushroom, and a lot of these border stitches were just blending in. And it would be a bit like white on white. And this design doesn't have any white in it at all, not any variations of white. So I thought, well, maybe white is the best. So I have that fabric already coming, but I might actually stitch the other ones on white now that I know that. So interesting. Maybe it's a blessing in disguise that I had to wait and start on stash fabric, because I really enjoyed this and it worked well on white. So I started out in the corner, and I was working on the border mainly because I wanted to do the top down symbols, and I wanted to do like this whole section. This is the top of the first block of sorts. And so I wanted to get to the outline, you know, where that is. There's a few ninja stitches like down here. But because I wanted to get to the green as well, I decided to kind of alter my rule for the typewriter method and pick symbols just in the first 10 by 10 block and just focus in on there and focus in on these 2 leaves. So once I got to Sunday, I just did only green. I didn't do any more tan on Sunday to start those first 2 leaves. And so I color completed several colors just within these first 2 leaves. So that was nice. You can kind of see them starting to be holly leaves. And I did this New Start, Colette did just a few stitches because she restarted hers on some different fabric, but she had other goals this weekend, so she didn't really get very far on hers. But Kat, I'll link her below. I don't know how to say her full name. She has a really long Flosstube name. I'll put it here and I'll link her below, but she started as well. She actually did a little stitch with me on Sunday. You can watch as well of her working on this, and she started at the bottom right, bottom left. She started down here, so she's working in these reds. So I got to do some greens and she got to do some reds, so it was really fun. Her reds are really vibrant, and some of my greens were calmer and some of them were getting brighter. So I think it'll be pretty vibrant overall. So I'm excited about that. Very fun New Start. Oh yeah, and I got 1,091, I think, stitches over the course of the weekend, which is really great because I was hoping to do that. I figured I had my goal on all my other full coverage pieces be 1,000 stitches for the year on my WIPGO board. So this is new. I figured, well, if I can get 1,000 stitches on this, then it will match that full coverage goal that I had for all my other pieces. And I'm far enough that I can tell that this is the winter one, because I'm planning to start spring, summer, and autumn this year. So I think in the future I'll start in that corner and kind of stick with that 10 by 10 area for picking symbols and work my way into the corner on all the other ones so that I have something distinct to be able to tell them apart. Let me show you real quick. So the next one I'll be starting is spring, and I'll start that in March. And so that one I would work up in here and focus to be able to get some of these flowers and branches started so I can tell, yes, that's the spring one. And then I guess and then the summer I would hope to get in here with the rose a little bit to be able to tell that that's the summer one. And these are all printed in toner save mode, so they are a little more vibrant than this. And this is the autumn one. So then I'd work up here with these leaves and things and the acorns. So yeah, so that's my plan on that one. So I wanted to share as well, I got some more patterns from Pain Free Crafts, but they're not necessarily all for me. So I ended up getting this one, and my son loves this. He's the one I'm gonna do Dragon Ride for. He loves dragons, he loves lava. His favorite color is orange. This is like right up his alley. He did a fire-breathing dragon that was very orange as well in diamond painting a while back that I shared on my channel a couple years ago. And so this he wants to also do in diamond painting. So I'm gonna look around for sourcing blank canvas and specific colors of diamonds, and then he can do this in diamond painting, and he's very excited about that. So last time I used Stitches to Stones, which is an Australian company that I seemed like it was sourcing their stuff and shipping it directly from China. I'm curious if any of you have a recommendation for where to find blank diamond painting canvas and specific colors of stones. Maybe somewhere that's reasonably priced, and possibly in the States, just so that it wouldn't take forever to get here. I don't know. It may be cheaper still to go through a different source that ships directly from China, but I don't know. So if anyone of you has a good recommendation for that, let me know. Another one is this one. I should have checked. This artist, Sarah Summers. It looked like she was being retired off of the Pain Free Crafts website. So they're currently on sale a little bit. I don't know how long they go in the retired section before they're gone. So if you like this, and this one I got too is also from Sarah Summers. This really sweet look I really like. It's definitely my style. And so, but she's being retired. So if you like this style, head on over there and see if there's any of them that you like before they are gone. It's a UK company, so the prices are in pounds. So if you're in the United States, the price will be higher because our currency rate is not great right now. This one, my daughter loved, and she really wants to stitch the kitty. So we're actually gonna stitch this together. I'm gonna probably do it on 18 count Aida, and I think I'm gonna count over and then kind of work a little bit down, or maybe just count down so she can start the kitty, and then I'll do probably most of the rest of it. Maybe we'll probably work on this for years, so if she gets really into stitching later, maybe she'll do more of it, more of the snowman and stuff. But she even had an idea of maybe just taking the background out, but my sister was like, no, you need the background. It gives it, you know, context and character because of all the trees and snowflakes and stuff. So we'll probably stitch all of it, but we'll start with the kitty, and I will kind of work off from the kitty doing the boring bits, and she'll do the kitty. So so I think that'll be fun to work on that with her. I wasn't planning to share this, but she does have this a printed canvas. So you can't really see. It's going to be a cat lying on a beach, but she's actually doing really well. Down here there's these red stitches right here she was doing, and they look neat. They look really nice, and this is 11 count, so it is kind of big. So I'll have to see if I want to try to do that snowman on something on 14 or 16 just for her to be able to do it better, but I like 18 better, and it won't be as big of a piece to work with, so I think I'll try 18 and see if she can handle it, and then if she's worked on 14 before, but yeah, I'll see if she can handle it, and if she's struggling, then I can go bigger, I guess. So that's that, which I forgot to share last time. So that was all my stitching. So going forward, I guess I'll share what I'm going to work on this coming week. And it all relates to the Olympics challenges still. I still have yet to watch any of the Olympics because I've kind of not been right. I don't know. I'd rather stitch. And no one else in my family has currently wanted to watch the Olympics yet, so it would have to be me manning the remote, which means I get less stitching time. If someone else is watching, like if my husband's watching something and he's fast forwarding the commercials and the boring bits, then I can stitch more. But so far that hasn't happened yet, so I hope to see some of it, but so far I haven't yet. Coming up, we've got, I was trying to do my plans based on getting things together back-to-back days as often as possible, and I have 3 this week that have 2 days in a row and then one with 1 day, and 2 of those I also have a bonus day later in the month to hopefully finish a whip go goal. So, not a whip go goal, but just a goal. So one of them is a whip go piece. The first one is bear time stories, and I'm going to do that for something with an animal and something that contains a pattern that contains something round. So where is this? This is one of my full coverage pieces from my full coverage board. I have 2 whip go boards, which the numbers on that get called 2 numbers every month, and I have 1 board for full coverage and 1 board for fancy ladies. So Garden Prelude was called from the fancy lady board, and Bear Time Stories was called from the full coverage board. So this one has some round marbles right here, and a round cookie technically, and round eyes, and round. I'll probably work down here in the marbles maybe, or pick a color from the marble and then do it elsewhere till my string runs out on the 8th, which is tomorrow. But today, something with an animal, which means I'll probably work on, I don't know if I'll work on the bear or the dragons, because neither one of them are technically real animals. But they're close, right? What would you do? Would you work on the dragons or the bears? I don't know. I think I started in on the dragons last time. So I don't know. I could work on either one. A little bit of both. This one is kind of small, so I lost it and I had a hard time finding it for the video, but I found it again. So here we go. This is the whole thing. I've been doing one of the colors. I did Extreme Cross Country, which gave me a nice structure to do other things. So I would like to continue to do Extreme Cross Country. However, it's a really nice piece for prompts. And so if I'm working on something for the prompt, then I'll go ahead and Monsters Inc. is loud. They're screaming. Hopefully that's not going to bother you. Anyways, if it's something that's specific to a prompt, I'd like to work on that item. And so it makes it nice to be able to just pick a spot and work on it. So I could work on the dragons more, or more maybe in the face of the bear would be fun on the animal day to get more obvious definition there. And then down here, I think this is one of these sides is where I think these are the marbles down here. And do a few more colors in the marbles. That could be nice. So, and then I have 1 more day on this at the end of the month in hopes of getting to 1,000 stitches. This is 1/1 half stitches on 40 count vertical, which I don't think I forgot to say. So if for some reason, some miracle, Monday and Tuesday of this week are going to be busy. So I don't know that I'll be able to get 1,000 stitches in 2 days. I'll probably need that last day, but if for some reason I get it done fast, I might take my bonus day at the end of the month and spend it on something else to get another goal done. So we'll have to wait and see. And then the next 2 days are something that's part of a series or a multi-part chart, or something related to nature are the 2 prompts, and we can use colors of the seasons for that because this is a multi-part chart. And something related to nature, she's outside playing in the snow, is the winter one that I'm working on right now. I would like to finish this in February. So I have this for 2 days during the Winter Olympics and then 1 more day at the end of the month. Hopefully that's enough time. We'll see. I might need more on that too, but that's what I'm giving it for now. So this is on 27 count Linda and Vintage Country Mocha, the same stuff I'm doing my Wander With Me chart, but this is 2/2. So Carolyn, Caesar Stitch, that's the difference. I have, I was gonna share this with you. Maybe I could give you a picture side by side, but she had some 27 count Linda. This is 2/2, and this is 1/1 on the same fabric. So it looks pretty both ways. So anyways, this is I've got autumn finished and I'm working on winter. So I'll do a before of the winter chunk. So a good amount of stitching left, but some of it is block stitching. So we'll see. We'll see how I can do in 2 days, and then 3rd day at the end of the month to hopefully see this finished. I think I'll have to do quite a bit on this, on those times if I want to get that done, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, the next 2 days I'm going to work on my anniversary piece, and one of them is a pair of designers, and the other one is something with 2 or 4 people. So this one is by Soda Stitch, By the Window in the Morning, and which is, I believe, only one designer, but I've been modifying it, so technically I've been designing it too. I changed it to be a nighttime scene. I'm going to add some words, and I changed some of the colors, so that's 2 designers, right? It's her and me. Kind of a stretch, but, and then 2 people, so that works for the other prompt. This one I would like to have done by our 20th anniversary in August. I don't know, I have a lot left. So I'm thinking last month I worked on it for 1 day. This month I'll work on it for 2 days. Next month, 3 days, and then 4 days. And I'm thinking hopefully eventually it'll be done. So here it is now. This is beige Devosa 18 count even weave, which is odd to work with. And Rachel Q Stitches, you were commenting you weren't liking the Devosa you're working on. I think it's what's called for the Prairie Schooler Santas, and probably what this piece was for. It was given to me, and so maybe that person also got it for Prairie Schooler Santas and didn't like it either. It is tricky to stitch on because it is an even weave, so your stitches will slip if you're not careful. I already do the poke and stab method. I don't do the sewing method, so I haven't had much trouble with my stitches slipping, but they do look a little messier than they usually do on Aida or regular even weave. So, but it's fine. I think his head is pretty much finished now. So there's a lamp over here that's another tall item. So I'll probably work on the lamp next and just kind of try to work from the top down. The window is finished as well, which I spent a lot of time last year and this year working on that window, trying to get that finished the way I wanted it. So now I can focus on the actual project. So there's that one. So I'll spend 2 days on that, and they will be weekend days too. So I'm hoping I'll get a decent amount of stitching done on this month. That would be nice to not be worrying about it so much. And then Sunday I'll work on Dragon Ride, which goes with something, the Halloween, fall, or dark theme. And I have Halloween Fairy by Nora Corbett. I have some fall pieces, but none of them were pieces I was going to work on this month. So Dragon Ride is already something that I was wanting to get done at least one day every month, and dragons, and you know, he could be dressing up and going to a costume party. Kind of Halloween-y, sort of. So that's what I'm going with. And dragons can be scary to be dark themed. I don't know. So I'm going with that. It's as close as I could come up with my February projects. So here's my starting point on this. This is 28 count MCG Textiles even weave, 2/2 for most of it, and then 1/1 for the man in the middle. He's charted 1/1. So I still have some blue on my needle over here in the tail, so I'll at least do that and see where else I go. What else do I have over here? That's all my plans as far as I know for this coming week. Yeah, so have a wonderful week and enjoy your stitching and take care and happy stitching. Bye.